A warm welcome to you, and thanks so much for coming to see what can be done to create a bit more community spirit in your street. We are called U-Turn UK, and that's because we think British society has lost the plot in terms of the way we're living, and particularly in the way that community has just drained away. So that we tend to live very independent, separate lives now. Most people hardly know their neighbours. There's a lot of loneliness, there's a lot of isolation. So many children grow up not really knowing older people, so many elderly people are left to their own devices. What could be done to warm up the street, to create that atmosphere, that sense where everybody knows everybody, where people support one another, where they have fun together, where there's a change in the atmosphere, where we're for one another? How can it happen? This is Wadhurst Road, a pretty typical Birmingham street, multiracial. People have kept themselves to themselves. But about a year ago, something changed. 15 neighbours came together and decided to form a street association.
Yeah, Stella did, yes. Because she come back into the house and have a look at the house again.
Did she? Good.
And she said that it's nice to now come back and be invited again as part of the community.
Lovely.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, she's a splendid person.
Yeah.
Once we done the street association, people feel more friendly and
Yeah.
we talk to each other. We've got no fear walking on the street. It's like more homely now.
Well, it means houses aren't faceless. You know who's there, and yeah,
It's like a community,
it's built up over the year. People have got to know each other a whole lot more over the year.
I like him, friendly, everybody friendly with me, looking and look, hello everybody.
What I liked about the party, it made me mix with the Pakistani ladies and know them.
Yeah.
It was very nice. It's nice to see everyone come out and all volunteer their services, and a nice gathering. I'd say it's a good 100 that took part altogether.
Yeah.
But with the organisation, I'd say it was about 40, 50, wasn't there?
Fantastic. Okay, brilliant.
We all had our duties.
Yeah.
Well, Edward and I have both lived in the road for over 40 years, and it wasn't until the street association that we actually got to know each other, and now we're on drinking terms. So that's been a
One
great
glass of
plus.
sherry, she says, I'll be drunk.
Yeah, she's only got to phone me and I'm there.
Well, you feel you belong more, really, I think, because you've people in the past were just faces that you'd give an occasional wave to, but now you know them by name, you know the sense of humour, and it's just community, which ought to be a natural thing for everybody.
What really happens with so many folks these days, they come out of their front door, they jump into their cars and off they go. And that's one of the reasons why we don't know each other as well as we used to.
I do kind of wonder in our society how many people there are on the streets who do feel very isolated.
I just think that it would be so nice to walk down the street and see more people.
Got Blake, obviously, he's 11 months old, and what I wanted was for him to grow up in a community rather than just on a street.
The scooter race in about 5 minutes. So everybody can come this end, if you're still in your houses, please come on out, come down this end. You can probably smell the barbecue.
It's just been really nice, hasn't it? I think just having the meeting at my house and having people over for coffee, it's the first time I've ever had people around my house. for coffee. It was just such a pleasure just to be able to do that and just to kind of see what needs there are on this street, any vulnerable people or elderly who have needs, maybe at Christmas time or lonely, whatever we can do, but just see what the needs are really. So,
yeah, and I think even if you can't stop and say hi to people wave to each other now as they're going past or driving off for work. People actually kind of just stop and wave, which is lovely. So I think it's got the potential to do exactly what I hoped it would do, which is kind of give us a community rather than just a set of houses people living in them.
So the idea is to form a street association, something to get the street together and keep the street together. And what we've found is that when a small group starts something, others join, and more join, and it grows. The thing is to have a structure, a framework, and what we suggest is a core group for those who have the time and the inclination, who'd come and meet together for 1 hour a month. And their basic question each time will be, what should we do next? One group had a quiz night in a restaurant and organised a buffet for £6 a head. Another group organised a walk in the country. Another one did a 10-pin bowling trip. Another one did a barbecue, and so on. Tea for elderly people. There's so many things that you could do, and one of the lovely things is, as you get around and you get to know each other, you can be so creative. You can think of things that nobody's thought of before, and then tell us, and we can spread it to other street associations. Of course, I don't know how many people there are gathered in this room. In some cases, there are quite a few. In others, there's really a very small handful. But it might encourage you to know that the video you just saw of the street races in Beancroft in Birmingham, that started when 3 people met together and decided they wanted to do something, and they gradually involved others and built up to that. So however small or large group you are, with a bit of persistence, you can make this work. What I'd like to do in a moment is give you just time to think amongst yourselves, to talk, to chat about how you feel about this idea and how it might work in your street. And then where the rubber really hits the road is there anybody who'd like to be part of a core group? And that question needs to be asked. And then I would suggest that those who want to volunteer to be part of that, maybe move out to the kitchen or something. And the key thing today is to make a date for that core group to meet. I just want to say that there's a real vision thing here. I think that you can make a huge difference to the lives of many people on your street as you come together in community, bring a sense of belonging, fun, mutual support, and make the street a better place. So have a discussion, and then it's who'd like to join the core group, and make a date for that core group to have its first meeting. And then off you go. And I hope you have a wonderful, fun time.